More looks from them. So on Front Burner, they were talking about the Legend of Chris Kyle, the movie that's being made, and we already know that Bradley Cooper is going to be starring in it. Well, now we know that Steven Spielberg is going to be heading this whole project. Oh. And this is, of course, the sniper who was killed by a fellow veteran, and he's from Odessa, by the way. Chris Kyle's from Odessa. And he was killed by a fellow veteran. He took him to a gun range to try to help this other man with his PTSD, and he was shot and killed. And anyway, so his story is going to be told by one of the best directors ever.
Yes. He was a true hero, and everybody that knew him or worked with him knew he was a hero. He was a man that would never leave anybody behind. He always put himself last, and he was.
Did Josh know him, your son?
No, but I'll tell you who did know him is Vance, Sergeant Vance, that was on, that had given the Brandon Vance, that had given the kidney. And so, you know, everybody knew this man, and he was the most down-to-earth, kind. Well, there he was helping somebody else, but he was a hero in so many ways. He protected the men, and he was a sniper. And some people say, well, it's horrible. Well, we needed him to protect our soldiers. And anyway, I think it's wonderful, and I love Steven Spielberg.
And Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley
my
Cooper.
goodness.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it'll be a beautiful story.
It
I
will.
really do.
And I think what's wonderful is everybody who kind of gets anti-military and all that, when somebody like Spielberg and Bradley Cooper come in and say, we want you to know this guy, it's something that we do that's patriotic today, that we need.
Yeah. I would like to think that everybody is patriotic when it comes to the military, but you're right. I guess there are those who are kind of
not,
anti.
I mean, now if you live in a military town where there are bases, that town like San Antonio, that's all patriotic. But Dallas is not necessarily a patriotic town because there's no military. And but I'll tell you it is at DFW. Because when those men and women come in,
wasn't that
oh my
I
gosh,
loved watching
they applaud.
That.
They are. It's so awesome to be out there. Everybody stops, and when those soldiers walk past, everybody's cheering.
We do treat them like true heroes, which is how
they are. I will say, every time that I travel, if I ever see someone in uniform, I always just stop to say thank you, because they always get like tears in their eyes, and I don't think enough people. Maybe just enough people don't do that, or it catches them off guard. But I love seeing them in the airports.
I love seeing people do that, and I've seen people like get up and give their seats to someone who's in uniform, and I think that's just.
I was on a flight once to New York, and there were 3 guys, and I had sat next to them and just overheard their conversation, and they had come from Fort Hood. That's down near San Antonio, right?
Yes. It's Killeen. It's out of,
So they had come, and they were kind of like went from there to Dallas, and they were going from Dallas to New York. And on the flight, they said, we want to thank these 3 men for being on our flight. And they upgraded them to first class.
Oh, that's
And everyone started cheering. It was the coolest thing ever.
And a lot of times, first class passengers, when they board, will stand up and give their seats to them. And the first class passengers do that on their own. You know,
so cool.
it's just a little ways like
so nice.
that. Yeah, it's good.